Okay, so 360s, they're not that difficult, right? So follow what I say. I'm gonna try to be as fast as possible. And so you have to learn how to press WASD as fast as possible. So you're gonna have to practice doing this and progressively get faster. So it doesn't actually matter if your character spins for now. So like this, right? Once you got this, you're gonna start doing it while running. So practicing doing this while holding shift. Then once you got the the speed to actually perform a 360 without the camera, you're gonna wanna slowly start to move your camera and try to hit some spins like this. It's not gonna look the best at first, but once you get the hang of it, you can just start to go faster with your camera and your keyboard. So this doesn't look great. So to fix this, we're just gonna do a 180 turn. So you're just gonna flick your mouse. It's literally a flick, and then you're gonna turn 180 because I assume you learn how to press WASD fast now. So you're just gonna do 180. So you're gonna flick your mouse. It's gonna look something like this. Alright? But since you don't wanna stop your momentum whenever you turn, you're gonna hold the key of the direction you're going. So if I wanna spin on the left, I'm just gonna do a 180 while still holding A, sorry. So, as I said, you're gonna do a 180, holding the direction, 180. Same goes for the right. So 180. And as you get faster with it, you got the flick. I mean, they don't look good right now because I'm not warmed up, but yeah, they should look like this in theory. Right? Good. Now, for the moonwalks, we're gonna start slow. We're gonna do a moonwalk, well, going backwards. So, holding S and spamming A and D. So, to set up a moonwalk, whenever you're not good at first, you're gonna have to do a 180 and face forwards for now. So you're gonna do a 180, right? And as soon as you carry the momentum backwards, you're gonna start to press S. You're gonna keep holding S, and as you're holding S, you're gonna start to spam A and D. All right, but you're gonna have to do it faster at first. You're gonna have to go fast at first, and then slower as you go. Right, so like this. Alright, same goes for the front. So 180, right, face the camera, 180, and then you're gonna start to spam A and D fast at first, and then slower as you go. Eventually you're gonna get used to it. So if you're gonna start doing this without holding the key, you're gonna get used to the timing. And as soon as you hold the key to move, like backwards or in front, wherever you wanna go, you're gonna eventually take a few steps, even by accident, right? You see? Even by accident. And then, if you learn the timing, you're gonna get smooth with it, and eventually you're gonna start to moonwalk without even feeling it, you know? It's just gonna come natural. Iron Taking. Now this is really gonna get longer, to be honest. Iron Taking is pretty easy, at least I think it is. Especially if you start from backwards, like facing forwards. And you're gonna wanna hold S, right? But first, you're gonna have to learn how to follow your character while doing this thing right here. While following your character by doing this motion right here. So, you're gonna have to follow your character. You have to move your camera on the right whenever your character goes right. Same for the opposite, so like this. You have to learn how to follow your character while doing this. You don't want to go too fast because you're gonna turn around, and also you don't want to go too slow because your character is gonna do this. And as soon as you hit the other key and move the other way, it's not gonna stand back. It's not gonna face forwards again. So you have to slowly start to learn this to follow your character smoothly. And as soon as you feel comfortable, you're gonna start holding S. And this is the arrow attack backwards. For the front, So it's basically the same as the backwards one, as we learned, but it's inverted. So whenever your character goes left, your camera has to go right. Whenever your character goes right, your camera has to go left. Don't know if it makes sense. I'm gonna show you. So if you do this backwards, it follows your character. You see, right? If you do the same thing, but in front, it's not gonna follow your character. It's gonna go on the opposite way of the camera. So to fix this, we're just gonna invert the movements of the camera. So you go left and you go right. You go right, you go left, like this. And as soon as you get comfortable with this motion, you're gonna start to hold W. And you got the arrow tech while facing forwards. Now, some other tips for the moonwalks and arrow techs before I move on. There are other ways you can moonwalk, like other directions you can moonwalk. There's a diagonal one, like this. Or the other way. Like this. Wait. Okay. And basically, you literally have to spam W and D if you want to go on the right, and you're gonna have to spam W and A if you want to go on the left. It's on the left is a little bit difficult because the ring finger doesn't have the mobility of the index finger, but yeah. Basically, it's like this. And you can do the same backwards. You can spam S and D to go on the right. And you can spam S and A to go on the left. Yeah, kinda. You can of course arm tag with them, and it's the same thing of whenever you go forwards, you're gonna invert the camera, and whenever you go backwards, you're gonna follow the character. So if you're going backwards, right for the right, left for the left, and if you're going forwards, left for the right and right for the left. So if you want arm tag diagonally in front, you're gonna wanna press W and move the camera right, like this. And you're gonna press D and move the camera to the left, like this. You see? If you wanna do it backwards, as I said, right when you go right and left when you go left, so like this. While pressing either A or S or D or S. So, yeah. There's also the lateral moonwalk. So literally holding either A or D and spamming W and S. There is no consistent way of doing this because it's pretty hard. I mean, the timing for this is it's less tighter for some reason than the normal moonwalk, and you're gonna have to learn to spam W and S with the middle finger, right? You're gonna have to press like a direction, let's say right, like this, and you're gonna have to start doing this. And I suck at it, to be honest, because it's difficult, and I never use it, to be honest. But yeah, kind of like this. Wait. Yeah, kinda. You're gonna take a few steps if you're really patient with it, but I don't recommend learning this one. It's just an extra. You see? So, if you want to turn with your moonwalk, there are two ways. There's the gradual one, and there's that like a direct one, like a full-on curve, like this. And I'm gonna use the front moonwalk as an example. But it's basically the same thing for going backwards, but inverted. So if you're moonwalking, I'm gonna explain in a second. If you're moonwalking on the front, you're gonna use the principle of the arrow tech, right? And if you wanna go, let's just say on the right, you're gonna have to hold A, so the left key, more than the other key. So if you wanna go right, you're gonna hold A more than D, like this. Like just a tiny bit more. While you're turning your camera really slowly. Alright? Same goes for the other direction. If you want to go left, you're gonna want to hold D more than A. So like this. The other way to turn while moonwalking is basically using the principle of the arm tech. And I'm gonna show you in a second what I mean. It's like this. Alright? You're sort of just gonna hold the key. Alright? You wanna turn. So you wanna go, if you're moonwalking on the front, you wanna go on the right, you're just gonna hold A while following your character. Like a normal arm tech. So you're moonwalking, you wanna go on the left, you're just gonna do this. You can look up at the virtual keyboard too. It's not hard. And if you wanna go on the right, if you wanna go on the left, same thing. Now, the actual tutorial, like the actual point of this tutorial, which is to combine what we learned in the last few steps. So combining moonwalk, arm tech, and 360 all at once. So let's just say the killer is right in front of us, all right? And you're gonna, okay, this is the main thing. You're gonna panic a little bit the first time you do it, and it's totally normal. Because whenever, like, especially if you're new to the game, and, well, I should say new to this kind of stuff, like juking and shit. And so let's just say the killer is here, alright? It's not gonna feel natural to just turn 180 and start spamming A and B. Or literally just do something like this in general. Like, it's not gonna come natural. You're just gonna have to practice. Just put yourself there on the spot and go for it. And as soon as the red stain is basically almost close to you, you're gonna have to turn 180 and moonwalk. So you'd say 180. Like, you literally have to set up a moonwalk, as I told you before. You're gonna have to set up a moonwalk, start moonwalking, and as soon as the red stain is literally in front of you, you're just going to hold the direction of the 360, alright? So if you want a 360 on the left, you're gonna moonwalk and hold A as you're holding S. Like this. And as soon as you stop, as soon as you let go of A, you're gonna wanna flick your camera in front of you and press DW, and then you're gonna start to 360 again. So it's like this. The killer is chasing you, 180, moonwalk, A, you turn on, hold W, and then you continue to do the 360. Same thing goes for the other way. So like this, moonwalk. You see? It's hard, as I told you. It's not gonna come natural, but you just have to go for it. It's practice in the end. And if you end up getting like hit or on the ground, I mean, who cares, bro? It's just a normal game of Dead by Daylight. It's not like your life depends on it. Now, last thing I wanted to talk about, it's actually the setups and how to use a 360. So, what I mean by setups is how you set up a 360, like a setting that allows you to initiate a 360. It's not gonna guarantee that the killer is going to miss, but it sets up a good start, you know? So, I have kind of like 4 ways. I think there are 4 ways in mind that I can teach you today. So the first one is the classic one. You probably have seen, like, if you look at montages, if you watch montages, you probably saw this one because it's the most used one. It's the most common one. And you basically do a spin without the camera, right? So let's just say the killer is chasing you. You're gonna wanna do a normal spin without the camera. You're gonna wanna do a 360 without the camera to initiate the swing of the killer. So you're gonna make the killer swing, alright, with this one. And then as soon as you finish spinning without the camera, you're gonna initiate the 360 with the camera. Alright? So all smoothly should look like this. Right? And that's the first setup. Now for the second one. I'm going to assume the killer already missed, so it's kind of a way to follow up the 360 you just did, or if the killer just missed you in general. Of course, you need to have space around you to do this. And let's just say the barrel is the killer, alright? And the animation of the cooldown of the swing is about to finish. You're gonna just lean in a direction, right? And then 360 in the other, right? So all smoothly should look like this. So you do this and then this, right? Same for the other direction. So you lean right here and then, you see? And that's literally the second setup. It's either a follow-up of the first 360, so like this. He missed you, you're gonna do this, and then another one. Or you can do it if the killer just missed you or it's somebody else. Just because you wanna hit a clip. Now the third way I have to set up a 360 is kind of the first one, but we're gonna tweak it a little bit. So you're gonna initiate the spin, so like the 360 to make him swing, but instead of doing a 360 and 360 the same way, you're going to do a 180 and cancel the momentum of your character with an arrow tech. So like this, or like this. So you're gonna do a 180 and then you're gonna hold S and A or S and D depending on where you wanna go. And it's gonna look something like this. So this and this, right? It's this and this. Like this, right? And then as soon as you're facing the camera again, so like this, you're just gonna initiate it 60. So all smoothly should look like this. You see? And then the last one I have, the last setup I have, is kind of to hit a more clean clip. And it's going to be like, you're gonna want to fuse everything you learned, right? You're going to want to mix everything you learned, and just do a 180, start to moonwalk, iron tech in, right? You're going to moonwalk, iron tech, and then whenever the killer is close enough, you're going to iron tech and tweak on a direction, like completely, like this. And start moonwalking again. So you're facing this way and the killer is this way, alright? I'm gonna do it again. Alright? And the killer should be here. Like in this exact spot. And you're sitting right here. Alright? So since he's close to you and you're standing here while moonwalking, the killer will assume that's a free hit, but it doesn't know that you're going to hit a spin. So, it's like this. Moonwalk, arm tech, moonwalk, spin. And I did this like a couple of times in my
Io metti join però.
Io sono terzo, fra. Porco il dio.